Defiance, the second supplement for the Konflikt 47's World War II game, introduces a host of new and updated rules, new force selection and new unit options, plus new scenario rules, and outlines the forces of the divided nations of Italy. There's a great deal of new rules and information crammed into this book, including new and amended combat rules, revised weapon summaries, new unit special rules, a reproduced web article for the Toten Corps and Shibitsu zombies, which offers new rules and new force selection rules, and charts for all the major belligerents. There's actually almost too much to deal with, and I would suggest a break or pause as you digest each section. One aspect that is slightly lost is the addition of the tank killer railguns, a major change to the game but slightly tucked away amongst a lot of other detail. The book alludes to a Canadian decision to field their Rift Tech and human forces in a different fashion. However, the authors have chosen to represent this information in the form of a report summary from a fictional US Army Ordnance officer to an oversight committee. Essentially, the lengthy report emphasises the decision of the Canadians to fully integrate Rift Tech forces such as the robotic automated infantry directly into their infantry platoons. A nice touch is the use of female walker crews, adding a new angle to Allied forces. The message of this piece is fiction is that combined armed forces work very well on the tabletop. This background fluff also postulates that using female crew is not only a logistical extension of a background where troops are in short supply, but that female crews are better with walkers. As enjoyable as all this is, the same job could have been done more simply with a more focused how to get the best from your forces piece, and new rules for integrating AIs into infantry units, plus new stats and rules for female walker crews, noticeably absent from the book. This would have been clearer and simpler to read, with the most important points being conveyed adequately rather than suggested. A number of new scenario rules are here, dealing with extremes of weather during wintry conditions or regions, plus how to field and cope with various types of minefields. These offer new tactical options and problems that have to be dealt with by players. A whole host of new units are included in a well laid out fashion. These are intended to provide further options for those picking a force and don't appear to be replacing anything already available. Given the nature of the background, it is good to see how the technology and unit organisation of the different powers has changed, much like it did during the real World War II. This adds a level of realism to the weird war aspects. This is a background that moves forward rather than a static narrative. All the different powers are covered, so there is something for every player looking to field something different. Speaking of something different, the main additions to the Konflikt 47 game universe in this book are the two sets of Italian forces which are outlined, the fascist forces of Mussolini and the Italian Social Republic backed by Germany, and King Victor Emmanuel III's Kingdom of Italy, backed by the Allies. They continue to struggle for the dominance and the soft belly of Europe. There are new special rules for the two armies, which have many common units but use slightly different tactics. Fundamentally, like many of the armies, both forces use standard World War II era equipment. However, Axis and Allies Rift Tech makes its way in, with walkers, Tesla weapons, and the very distinctive heavy infantry, with the Social Republic's Romanesque Centurion style being a favourite. These are two great ideas for armies and offer a whole new distinctive setting for gamers to explore, a very welcome addition to what is already an enjoyable gaming environment. The final section is new background material focused on Norway, plus a campaign which outlines 5th Panzer Army's actions during the Spring Offensive of 1947, which has great maps and interesting scenarios. However, it seems a little odd to introduce a new army choice, a host of new units, and then finish with background for a different theatre and a campaign which focuses on the efforts to siege a bridge on the Western Front in France. This supplement has a wealth of new rules, new units and 2 new forces that can be used within the Konflikt 47 counterfactional timeline. Everything you need is here to add to the game, presented in the clear layout one would expect. However, some of the choices of what is included seem a little scattergun, concealing some sound tactical advice for rookie and veteran gamers in a characterful fictional piece is slightly odd, and introducing a new force that can't then be used with the new scenario and campaign rules after a side visit to Norway doesn't match the usual style of supplements from Warlord Games' bolt action range. Given that Konflikt 47 is closely allied to that style, a rather haphazard ending to a great supplement leaves me a little cold. This may be a supplement for a Weird War 2 game, but the editorial decisions regarding what is included in some parts of the supplement seem more than a little weird to me.